Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a good day. It's March 10th, and today I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about um, ongoing severe weather we have now, because we do have a line of storms going to be continuing to move east throughout the night, and we do still have maybe some storms of characteristics of supercells. We're going to talk about those, and we're also going to be talking about um, pretty much this weekend's potential significant winter storm, because if we go out on the GFS, just for example, here we're gonna be seeing a pretty large winter storm in this area this weekend. It's gonna be a pretty big deal, and so we're gonna be talking about that in today's video. It's gonna be our main focus. But yes, let's get started. So right now we do have a marginal, or actually a slight risk for severe weather. We have a marginal that goes up into northwestern Wisconsin, and it goes down into almost Oklahoma City. We have a slight in northeastern Oklahoma into western Missouri. And then cities in this is Wichita. Yeah, no, I think Wichita's the outside of that. Yeah, Wichita's only in the marginal, actually. Kansas City's only in the marginal, but cities in the slight is Olathe, Kansas, Independence, Missouri, Blue Springs, Missouri, gosh, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and Leawood, Kansas. Cities in the slight risk, or towns, I guess. So yeah, the marginal risk is pretty cool shape, pretty classic shape with a an early season severe weather event in the Midwest. Uh, we do have a 2% tornado. We did actually have a 5% in this area, and just like I thought the marginal they would connect the two marginals. They did not connect the two slights though, which I understand why, because this area right here didn't need a slight, but this area up here did. You can see if we have a 5% wind and a 15% hail. That's why we have a slight risk down there in the Kansas area. Tomorrow, we do have a marginal risk across areas of northeastern Oklahoma going into southern Illinois. And we have a less than 2% or 5% wind and a 5% hail. And then on day 3, which is Friday, this is now Friday. I think this is the 12th. Yes, the 12th. Means you have a slight risk in southwestern Oklahoma and or the northeastern Texas panhandle. So actually, really northwestern Texas. We have a slight risk. Now we do still have day 4 to 8 outlooks. We go to day 4. We have a 15%. Nice classic shape in the plains right there from central Texas up into southern Kansas. And then day 5, we have one from northeastern Texas into southwestern Missouri, and then over and even in the Mississippi. I mean, almost Memphis is almost in this one also. And then big cities being affected by these two 15%. It's going to be Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Wichita. I think Wichita is kind of right in that northern border. And then we also have Wichita Falls, Texas, Little Rock, Arkansas, Shreveport, Louisiana, and Springfield, Missouri. Really, the big cities are going to be getting affected by these 15%. So I guess let's go ahead and look at this weekend a little bit. So we have the NAM model now. You can see this was the wave that was helping to bring our severe weather today, especially in this area where we had a pretty good tornado risk today. And I think we did actually have a tornado touchdown in that area, so that was cool. And it was right around that. It was right next to that surface low. And then we can see Thursday, not really a good setup in the plains. We have our low still back over here, or upper level low. Maybe getting a little bit better in this area, but mainly it's still positive or zonal, so it's going to help to limit severe weather. And then Friday, we start to get that tilt coming in here. It's still positive mainly. It does start to get a little bit more negative though as we go into Saturday. We can see Friday, decent looking in the plains, and then Saturday, it actually switches into a little bit of a negative tilted cutoff low. So you can see that negative tilt looks pretty good. And some very strong 500 millibar winds in western Texas. Look at that, 120 knots. And then where we have our severe weather threat, it's only around 70 to 80. But that's still plenty. And then Sunday, that continues moving to the east. And it actually does switch. It's still negative tilted on Sunday. So that's pretty good, actually. So yeah, I guess let's go ahead and look at this week's winter storm. First off, let's just look at kind of what we're gonna have. So Friday, we can see we're gonna have severe weather starting in this area. And then Saturday, looks like we could have a squall line. Saturday is going to be a big day for a few reasons. Well, we have severe weather in this area, likely. Maybe not that far south, but kind of in this area. Probably that far south, actually. And coming up, probably won't get much further north than that at most. And then heavy snow in areas of Wyoming, northern Colorado, and northwestern Nebraska. Then as we go into Sunday, that snow just continues. It even moves further east in areas like northern Nebraska. Sunday, it starts to get a more of a negative tilt. The low doesn't really move, but the fronts still continue to move. Listen, we could have an occluded front by this time, maybe. Cold fronts here, and thunderstorms in this area. Warm front's probably setting up somewhat like that. Cold front is kind of out there. Sorry. That might be, is probably a reinforcing cold front, like right here. We can see we have a lot of cold air coming around here. We don't have a ton of it, but we have enough to create heavy snow for a pretty big area. And that continues moving east, but by Monday, the low rapidly weakens. We lose a lot of that moisture in the Midwest. So the heavy snow doesn't really make it into areas like Michigan. We're going to get some snow in Michigan. It's not going to be as heavy as it is in Wisconsin, Iowa, which we could see some pretty good totals in Iowa, southern Minnesota, maybe extreme northern Illinois. We're going to see how the European compares to this winter storm. And then we do still have a little bit of moisture, though, in the southeast, where we could maybe see some freezing rain across Virginia, maybe southern Maryland, and even some snow in Delaware. So, and yeah, then it looks like mid next week we're going to have another storm system to impact the central and east coast. Looks like winter weather could be a little bit lower with that. Let's see how the European compares with all this information, and it's kind of a lot. Well, let's see how the European is with this. We did actually we are having some decent snow going on in this area right now also. All right, so let's go out to this. So this is Saturday evening. I think the European has a heavy snow a little bit further to the south, actually. Pretty similar to the GFS, maybe the low being a little bit further to the west. But it has it almost the same, actually. A little bit less heavy snow for Iowa, maybe due to it not sticking around for as long as the GFS. But it does have it making it further south. It has the snow, maybe even moderate snow for a little bit in central Illinois, central Indiana, going all the way down, maybe even to southern Ohio. That's pretty good. We can see that dies quickly, and then it has our next storm system with a pretty low winter weather potential. It has a low a little bit further to the south, with just a lot of heavy rain. But once it gets into the northeast, so that's when we could watch it, as we have a high located over kind of northern Minnesota, UP, and Michigan, which that could bring down some cold air to help us get. If we have enough cold air, we could maybe have a winter storm for the northeast. Maybe like early, or not really, I'm not going to say early, but maybe late next week into next weekend. We'll have to see. That's far out, though, so don't really listen to that. Because what happens with this storm system is likely going to change. But what we know now is maybe a winter weather potential for the northeast or this area, with just some like snow showers and things like that, and a lot of heavy rain for the southeast. It's pretty much what we know now with this next storm system. So, yeah. Now let's zoom in onto the central U.S. here. Let's look at snowfall in the Rockies, because we are going to be having that large winter storm this weekend. So let's go ahead and look at this. We can see the European only has around maybe 20 inches in the Denver area. Actually, it's been trending downwards to the Denver area and maybe further to the north. We have 45 inches. 45 inches in northwestern Nebraska and southwestern South Dakota. Now, this could be a little bit lower considering this is a 10-to-1 ratio, but also that means it could be a little bit higher if we have better snow ratios. We can't look at this in the European, though, because I don't have the plus version, which I'm going to get. I'll probably buy it March or April. I need to make some more money, but so yeah, we can see Tuesday we have, or not Tuesday, sorry, but we can see we also have a lot of snow for areas of Iowa, maybe almost a foot in some areas. So that's pretty significant for Iowa. Let's go to the GFS, see if the GFS compares. Let's go to the, we're going to use the Kuchera for the GFS, actually, because the Kuchera ratio is better. So let's, see, the GFS is going really heavy with snowfall accumulations right to the west of Denver. We already have the start of the tall mountains. And it's so much snow in that area on the GFS, so like 103 inches. That's just insane. The European does not show that. So this is actually a pretty major difference. Even though this is still a lot of snow in this area, like 30 or like 20 inches, it's still a lot of snow. But the difference between 20 and 45, that is a lot. So the models are pretty uncertain, especially the GFS in Europe, and what's going to happen. Because we can see the GFS is the heaviest snow down by Denver. The European has it way up here. So we're going to see how that changes in tomorrow's video. And then we have the GFS is a little bit more snow in Iowa in this area. Like I said, for it staying around a little bit longer. So we have like 15 inches maybe in some areas. So definitely not bad for that area. But that brought about this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow. But yes, hope you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday.